good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Times from Dr. News. News from in and around the universe that may or may not make you all sweaty. Very sweaty. Oh, yeah. Hot and sweaty. And when you get hot and sweaty, you need to be cleaned. And when you need to be cleaned, be sure to use Strax. That's right. How can you face your enemies in glorious combat when they're running away from your stench? When you want your enemies closer to you to ensure their complete destruction, use Strax body wash and deodorant. That's right, Strax. Currently out in melting acid and old mop water fragrance. Don't worry, there's more coming, because guess what? Coming soon, Strax Nutrient Bath and Helmet Wax. Polish your helmet every day to assure complete satisfaction. I had some fun with it. The funniest part was, as you can see from the link over here, my friend Beef had tweeted this today on Starkey, who said, the BBC wishes me to point out that other toiletries / anti-personnel devices are available. So I got a kick out of that. Plus, some folks have been enjoying it, and I'm glad they did. I was just sitting there thinking, you know, I use Axe body wash all the damn time. And it's like, I'm surprised nobody ever thought of that, you know, Strax. Strax for the warrior in you. Strax. But yeah, how can you face your enemies in glorious combat when they are running away from your stench? Well. So I made these up, you know, using existing bottles. And I just figured folks getting a kick out of it. So our newest sponsor, Strax Body Wash and Deodorant. All right, moving on. This I just found out today. Girly Letters tweeted something about this. They don't have an image available yet, but apparently coming this February, the 22nd, a matter of fact, the Doctor Who, the Missy Chronicles. And so far, the authors they have listed are Kevin Scott, Jacqueline Rayner, Paul Mars, James Goss, and hang on, let's see, and Peter Anglides and Richard Dennick. Forgive me if I pronounce that wrong. This item can be delivered to the United States. Know your frenemy. And I've had adventures too. My whole life doesn't revolve around you, you know. So they do have a little summary here, right here, a collection of stories about the renegade Time Lord, well, lady we all love to hate. You'll discover just some of the bad and malevolent activities Missy gets up to while she isn't distracted by the Doctor. So please try to keep up. And I guess there's a pre-order price. You can order now, and if the Amazon UK price decreases between the time you place the order, blah, blah. So far they've got it listed at £9.99 hardcover. But once again, this will not be out till the 22nd of February next year. So just a few months away, but it looks like it's going to be a very interesting item. All right, moving on. Exclusive, Jodie Whittaker on Doctor Who. You can't get a job like this. We will not be knocked sideways. And this, unfortunately, is the Lorraine interview, but you can only watch it if you're in the UK from this link. So that's the best I can do for you. So very sad to say, but I figure I'd provide that link. So if you're a UK user or visitor, subscriber, and you've not seen this yet, you can click here and go see it, all right? Other than that, we have a little talk about Jodie Whittaker hopes to bring new young faces to Doctor Who. The incoming 13th Doctor has been speaking about her hopes for the sci-fi series. Quote, it's got a huge audience and a huge fan base and a loyal, wonderful fan base. Whittaker told Christine Bleakley, of course, on ITV's Lorraine during a chat about the new series. You know, she was originally talking about Trust Me, but, you know, she's going into Doctor Who a bit while she was there. But, you know, maybe this will open it up to maybe some, you know, new young faces who haven't necessarily been introduced to it yet. Because what you forget is we're so lucky. If I'm the 13th Doctor, there's so much to watch and catch up on that it doesn't matter what age you come into it. You've got this wealth of amazing television to watch. All right, and then, okay, and to that legacy is something, you know, Whittaker clearly takes very seriously, recounting once again about how she cried when she got the role and generally emphasizing her emotional connection to the series. Quote, to be part of that, I've said so many times, is really emotional and overwhelming, completely overwhelming. You can't get a job like this and not get knocked sideways by it. You should be. So, you know, sorry, like I said, I can't, you know, provide you a working link if you're outside the UK. That's just the way it works. But we can go over a little bit. But here's her reaction to landing the role. See if this will play for you. I haven't forgotten to. Okay, so here's some of it.
Thriller. Yeah, which is
Somebody has put, 5 minutes or so of it up on YouTube. I forgot to double check this link earlier, my fault. So, this link here, Jodie Whittaker's reaction to landing the Doctor Who role on ITV's Lorraine. And so, there's about, there's 5.5 minutes, almost 6 minutes of it. So, if you want to watch some of it here, you're outside the UK, boom, here you go. Here's some of it. Moving on. This I thought was cute. It's just 1 minute, but it's Jodie reacting to various people who are cosplaying her at cons and whatnot, and she just giggles her head off at it. I skip it a little bit. Right?
What is that? Is that a Comic Con? That is absolutely brilliant.
So just to play a little so that the YouTube censor bots don't nail me for copyright and all that. So link to this as well, of course, below in the description box. Okay, David Tennant says Jodie Whittaker's gender will be irrelevant almost immediately when she starts Doctor Who. The Doctor can be whatever he needs to be, said, was what he told Stephen Colbert when he was on there. Now, blah, blah, blah. Do you know whenever the Doctor changes, there's a backlash because that's a character people love. So people get very affectionate about the Doctor they knew. And asked a free action that accompanied his casting. He goes, oh, sure. He goes, they were like, who's this? Who's the Weasley looking guy? Who's this? I like the last guy. This is not going to work for me. The show is dead to me. I resigned from the internet sin. And that's just some of the reactions we've been seeing right now with the Jodie Whittaker casting. It's just, phenomenally weird. And a lot of people are calling it backlash. I don't even call it a backlash. A bunch of grumpy old men in forums, whining about the fact the new Doctor ain't got a penis is not a backlash. Come on. If you're out there protesting in front of Rothlock with burning torches, dogs, pitchforks, screaming, burn the witch, and you've already got the stake set up and all that, I'd call that a backlash. But no. That's why I'm agreeing with Mom. Because at San Diego Comic-Con, like you said, there was no one really there bitching about it that he saw. But like I said, of course, they're always hiding in the corners. Yeah, they don't want to be seen because the whole matter of fact, the ratings are going to drop. Oh, horse shit. Jodie Whittaker called David Tennant in a tunnel of excitement and panic ahead of the Doctor Who announcement. Of course, Dave Tennant revealed that Jodie Whittaker wasn't telling fibs when she said she'd be calling upon her friends in the TARDIS for advice about coming to 13th Doctor. And he goes, she'd been on Broadchurch for 3 seasons, so I know her very well. She's a mate of mine. A couple days before it was announced, I get this phone call from her, and she's sort of in a tunnel of excitement and panic. Now, he didn't reveal what he'd said to Whittaker during their conversation, but he did add that he's got high hopes for her Doctor. It's brilliant, he said of her casting. I can't think of someone better to join the gang and be poised to take it to a whole new level. It's great. All right, moving on. And happy centenary to Earl Cameron. Now, this was from Saturday, but as of Saturday, actor Earl Cameron is 100 years old. I want you to picture that. It's 2017, which means this fellow was born in 1917. World War I was somewhere 3/4 of the way done. Fade back to that time. It's just hard to imagine, isn't it? There are still people riding on horses probably here in the U.S. It's just, when you think of it. Okay, he was the 3rd actor to have appeared in Doctor Who to reach their 100th birthday. The others were Zora Zagal and Olaf Pooley. I think I've got it right. He's the oldest surviving actor to have appeared in the series. He first appeared in the 1966 Doctor Who story, The 10th Planet, playing Glenn Williams, who was one of the 2 astronauts on the Zeus 4. And if I remember right, if you look closely at the outfit he's wearing, if I'm picturing this right, he's wearing the same rig up that they put on Bosk for Empire Strikes Back. It was a recycled costume. So that's kind of an interesting little trivia bit right there. I'm not kidding. Go look up the pictures. That's not a joke. And many, many, many other achievements. He was also appointed, of course, Commander of the British Empire in the 2009 New Year's honors. In the New Year honors, it's just amazing, when you think of, how short life is for a lot of people out there. And, you see people who've made it to 100 and all that. But just imagine what it was like growing up, almost 100 years ago. There was no internet. There was no Twitter. The closest thing you had to Twitter was the Pony Express, probably. Oh, man. Or maybe if you had homing pigeons. And that's why they called it Twitter, you see, because You have to stick it to the bird, and he'd have to flitter Twitter his way wherever he was going. All right, moving on. And lastly, for today, Doctor Who star heading to the Isle of Wight Comic-Con. That's right, Paul McGann is heading to the Isle of Wight's first Comic-Con in November. So keep your eyes out on that as well. Dummy me, I was going to do an ad. Hang on. I'm going to now for the magic of editing. Okay, so something I've been wanting to talk to you about. Time Lord Expo. Time Lord Expo is literally about an hour or just less from my house here in Lima. It's, oh God, it's knocking my socks off. It's going to be taking place October 13th to the 15th this year. I've been waiting all year for this one. I bought my tickets way back at the beginning of the year. It was first announced like last fall around that area. And I've been like, oh man, I've really been looking forward to this because now look at the guest list on this. Paul McGann, Sylvester McCoy, Tom Baker will be joining via a special Skype conference. You got to get a separate ticket for that, all right? But I think it's only like 45 minutes. It's limited to so many seats, so you may want to check in it if you want to see it because he'll be joining via Skype from his home. Neve McIntosh, Sophie Aldred, Simon Fisher-Becker, Ian McNeese, Terry Malloy, Caitlin Blackwood, Daniel Hoffman-Gill, and Rosie Jane. Yeah, that's right, Bill's mom. She's going to be there too. It's just knocking my socks off. This event is going on so close to me here in Ohio, and I'm hearing word that they're going to do this again next year because they're already looking forward to a great weekend, apparently. Tickets are still up for sale if you can grab them. If you need information and all that, I believe it's timelordexpo.com. I don't know why they put spaces on the bottom here because I don't think there is on the URL. But if you need help finding them, they have a Time Lord Expo Facebook page. There's a Time Lord Expo Twitter. Just do a search for them. Boom, they'll come right up. Matter of fact, that's the logo to look for right there. And I'm just really knocking my socks off because you see Simon here was one of our first, after, like C. Andrew Nelson and all that, he was our first, like, Doctor Who guest. He came on for a short interview with me. Then later on, he came back. He gave us, like, 2 hours of his time where we just had a great time talking with him on the Omega Files. Sophie Aldred, I've interviewed once, and then she came on for first an audio-only group Q&A. Then she came on for a video Q&A, and it's always fun to have Sophie on. So she's been on here like 3 or 4 times, and she does it out of the kindness of her heart. And I can never thank her enough for that. And I'm just really looking forward to meeting them in person, so I can thank them in person for the shot in the arm they've given this old sucker. So, and of course, Paul McGann, Sylvester McCoy. Oh man, I'm just tingly. So I'm really looking forward to doing this and meeting these folks. So keep your eyes out. Also, Mark Who 42 is going to be there, amongst other great, amazing things. I just can't name everything off the top of my head. A lot of great stuff's going to be happening at this con in Dayton. Well, it's just outside of Dayton, Fairborn area, but all you have to do is keep this down, holiday in there, put it in your GPS if you want to look up where it is. This is going to be amazing. Ticket prices and all that are on the Facebook page, Twitter. Like I said, any questions, go ahead and get a hold of them there, and boom, 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 you should be set. It's very reasonably priced. I've been really, looking forward to this for over a year now because they first announced this like fall last year. And I've been like, yeah, and now it's coming up. And oh man, parts of me are going, dingy. So I'm really looking forward to going to this. So keep this in mind. If you're in the Ohio area or right around it, especially Southern Ohio, that'd be like, Kentucky, West Virginia. If you're, keep this in mind. Boom, boom, boom. Time Lord Expo. This is going to be one big ass event. And I'm hearing rumors they're even scheduling for next year. So this might be an ongoing thing. Let's keep our hopes up. So really great that that's going on because I never thought for the life of me I'd see such a major Doctor Who event come to Ohio in my lifetime. Because sure, there was conventions that would have various Doctor Who guests and all. I've met some really amazing people from like, Mid-Ohio Comic-Con this year had like, Catherine Tate, David Tennant, David Bradley, all, but I couldn't afford to go because I'm saving my money up for that sucker, man. Also Cincinnati Comic Expo was always fun. But like I said, the year I was going to see they had Paul McGann down. I was moving. I had no way I was going to be able to have time to finish the move, go see him, and get all of that. And the following year, Peter Davis was canceled. But deep step. So, okay, so keep that in mind. You know, look for Time Lord Expo, ask about it, look for it, and like I said, it looks like it's gonna be a phenomenal event here in Ohio. So, folks, till next time, take care, ta-ta, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one. See you on the flip side, dude. Stop button.